This is like it had a baby with an Emonda. What's up, y'all? It's Lori the Bike Chick from Simpson's Fitness and Adventure Sports in White House, Texas. All right, so I used to ride a lot of road when there wasn't a lot of trails, and now if I was gonna actually ride maybe once a week, this would be a good combo bike. This is the new Madone Gen 8, and 8 is great, right? So it actually is going to climb well as far as being incredibly lightweight like the Emonda, but then also have that aerodynamics of descending incredibly well, just like the Madone, and also on the flats. So the main thing that was really different about the Madone that was beautiful, I mean, the Madone Gen 7 is beautiful. It was real big right here. And what that did is when you're climbing, it was a little bit heavy, just a little bit. Now, this right here is the Madone, but it's going to be 77 seconds faster than last year's Emonda. We have had the opportunity to have a few new ones come in, and they're hard to get. So we actually chose the SL, Madone SL. So there's a difference between the SL and the SLR. And if you get the SLR, there's way more advantages of being aerodynamic because the SLR has a different bar.
So the new bar stem, it's not a traditional looking arrow shape, but it helps the rider system go faster. Aerodynamically, it is wider, and so it reduces the speed.
On it, and it's a one-piece bar, so it's taller from here to here. And so the drag, you got your legs like this, well, that taller bar is kind of blocking that drag on your legs. And then it also comes with water bottles that are pretty wide, so it'll make it more aero. Now this one you can add the SLR water bottles is what they're called, and that's going to give you more aerodynamics. The SL does not come with the water bottles, but that's what's going to make that block, and it almost looks like the old Madone, so it's real squared off right here.
1.2 watts of savings just by putting, so it's faster with water bottles on it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
To design one large airfoil. That way we can get the aero benefits of a really deep airfoil, but we don't have to have a huge section of carbon fiber that's going to be really heavy. So aside from the frame, the aero bottles are going to be the biggest aero benefit. We took our optimization techniques that we used for the full system foil and applied it to the aero bottles.
And getting that bar like that too. So if you've got the money, go ahead and do the SLR because it's lighter. It's going to have the 900 OCLV carbon, which is 20% lighter carbon below it.
Just released today a set of bars
that goes with this.
Yeah, that goes with that. That is the carbon aero bars.
Oh, perfect. So yeah.
You can buy the SL frame, you know, and still say pretty budget friendly, and then add the carbon bars.
Right. Yeah. You want to sing me a song, John? So we chose the SL version for the price point. It's 2 bikes in one, which is incredible because when you watch the Tour de France as a kid, and I try to watch it, they would always have like several different bikes. They'll pull one out for the cobblestones to take the, the bikes that would have better compliance and take out that vibration. And what I mean by compliance is this is different. Here is actually for compliance. And the definition of compliance in bicycling, not like in a company trying to be like, hey, you need to comply with me now, is trying to have like less kick up on the bike and more traction, and that it's actually reducing that vibration through the actual bike itself. And as far as, there's not a lot of information on maybe exactly how this works, but it does comply. I would think it would just kind of give just a little bit right here. Am I correct?
Yeah, they don't
want to maybe talk about that. It looks like that's what it does because this is going to move a little bit. And the older ones, some of the old ones had like some of the different generations of bikes had like an ISO speed decoupler here, which would give like a loose tooth in a gum, which would definitely kind of allude to the word ISO, but this is the flow. And they also don't talk a lot about as far as this being an aerodynamic feature back here, but it is, and it also gives some compliance too.
So the old one, it had a bearing, which was a maintenance item, so you had to maintenance that, which there's virtually no maintenance there. But what the point is to get the high pressure air that's in front of the seat post
Uh-huh.
and accelerate it into the low pressure area behind you.
Yeah. See this? I think of this like big old, like it just looks cool. It just looks so cool. Let me see if my eyeball can fit in there. Do you see me now?
I can see you now.
I just wanted to have a bike that like, to be like, look, have a bike. When I first came out that you can be like, I can stick all my fingers in there. It sounds stupid. It just looks cool. I'm going to tell you a funny story. So like when I was little and Lance was racing, they had this little like little boop boop, and it looked so cool, and it had this big like arrow like attachment looking thing that was into the frame. I wanted it so bad, and I'm a 47, and I freaking got the thing in, and it didn't have like that little aerodynamic feature. I was like, are you kidding me? This is the only reason why I got it, because it looks so like cool. And I had a Project One and it had Lance and I ride truck on it. But the new thing is they're actually, this bike is going to be, even in the smallest size, they're going to, it's like the same, how do I word that? In other words, I would have gotten the really cool whoop-de-doo thing, as far as the way it looks is going to be for all bikes. Am I correct in saying that? The material is different.
Basically, the smaller bikes use smaller tube sizes.
Yeah.
Whereas prior to this,
They all had
smaller
the-
bikes still use the big bike tube sizes.
Right, yeah.
So if you got a really small bike or a really big bike, it kind of looked a little
Scaled
funny.
down all the way around.
Just kind of like back in the day, mine looked not the same. And I was really disappointed. I was like, oh my gosh, a little off. And yeah. So, and another thing too, the way that they lighten it up is so actual boxier shapes down here are actually stronger, but then when they add those big water bottles, it actually works as making it more aerodynamic. So they strengthen it here, and then they could thin it out, where they don't need that strength. And then there's different levels of carbon fiber. So this is, I can't believe that they actually have even lighter carbon fiber, a 900 series carbon. And so it's even stronger, and it's 20% lighter, and I think 20% stronger, if I'm correct on that. So 2 bikes in one is the main thing. To me, relating it to mountain biking, it's like that top fuel where it climbs good and it descends good. This is like it had a baby with an Emonda. So a Madone had a baby with an Emonda, and I'm going to show you real fast what a Gen 7 Emonda looks like.
Wanting to make a new Emonda, and they ended up getting so close to the Madone.
Yeah, it's
They
pretty
said,
cool.
"Well, we might as well," because this was going to be the new Emonda.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. But, I mean, you can see there's some similarities as far as, you can see how this looks very aerodynamic, and through here, of course, it doesn't have that cool ISO vortex. I call it, it's not even called vortex. My brain goes vortex, It doesn't have that real cool look in here. But if I was going to do a road ride like once a week, I would have gotten the Emonda because it climbs, it's very light, But this climbs good and it's aerodynamic, so this is now the thing, and they're getting rid of this anyways. It's going to kind of melt away. It has a flat chain, which actually makes it stronger. And then as far as strength, and then also like under load, like explain the under load part.
It shifts better under load.
Yeah,
It's better
under load, under
Justin
load.
rides it.
People are putting out a lot of watts, and people are getting bigger. I mean, Sam Sulek would probably have to, I don't know what he's going to have. He'd probably break it or something. No, I probably wouldn't say that. He's 250 pounds or 80 pounds. He's a big dude.
The kind of cool thing about this is, used to they would say, okay, let's make an aero wheel, let's make an aero frame, let's make an aero wheel.
Yeah.
But what they straighten the bars just a little bit. They've said this area from here to here, this is the most important, like right here to right here. That's the most important for the aero because it's the leading edge of the back of the front tire, the down tube, the seat tube, and then the front wheel. That's where the aero is really important.
Yeah. This is a 28 millimeter tire. You can actually fit a 32 on there, which no, it's not a gravel tire, but it is going to offer, well, I'd say more compliance because you're going to have more tire patch on the ground in general, and then everything's going tubeless now. Everything's tubeless. So if this is your tire and this is the tube, it's gone, so you can reduce that air pressure and it can give more. And I'm not going to say like essentially zero flats because it is a different pressure. So if you got a hole, it'd be like, like crazy fast, you know. But yeah, I mean, it hopefully could seal itself, you know.
But for some of the guys or girls that used to race a long time ago, they're used to running 100 or 120
Oh, yeah.
psi in your tires. Like the max on that tire might be like 76 rounds.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't run.
And so you can run them lower, and that tire is just giving. So it's adding suspension to the bike, even though we're not talking about suspension. It is compliance, you know. It's less vibration. Some other things is that on the SLR, you can only get electronic shifting, which what that's telling me is that's the now in the future. You might as well get it. If you're trying to upgrade cables and housing on your bike, just might as well try to transfer over to that. And all it is it's a signal that's being sent to your derailleur, and it has a little battery right here, and you charge it. Usually, my stuff on my mountain bike probably lasts about a month solid, and I just charge them like I give my dog heartworms. But now, some of the newer stuff is even lasting longer than that. But it's sending a signal. There's not any, this is the hydraulic disc brake cable. This is not the shifting cable. So it's sending a Bluetooth connection incredibly fast to shift it up and down. So this is faster, and I know it sounds stupid, but it's also less like on your joints. You wouldn't believe it, but after 23 years of riding, just cable stuff, your actual knuckle is a little bit bigger here, and then just like the pain through your elbows and stuff. People don't think about that, but if you're going to continue riding for a long time, it's going to help with your actual carpal tunnel and your joints. Having disc brakes now, and it actually makes it faster. Back in the day, they were like, oh, it's heavier. It is heavier, but guess what? You can stop just a little bit and scuff it if there's someone in front of you, just a little bit, and maintain that speed instead of and then having to re-get your speed up. Like, that's huge. So it's in everything. It's in cars, it's in everything. And so weight in a lot of bikes is not an issue because it's faster and it's safer and it's smoother. But the one that my dad got in, like 100% down to the name, Madone SL6 AXS. This one is a medium large, so you know, as far as...
Oh, that's a big thing. So
yeah.
Real quick, they have gone away from numerical sizing, and they've gone to letter sizing, and they've been able to accommodate like, what, 20 or 30% greater sizes on the bottom end and on the top end.
Yeah.
So like I would normally ride a 56. I used to be 5'11", I'm about 5'10 and a half. I used to ride a 50, or I'd ride a 56. I'd ride a medium large. And
if I was to get a bike, and I know if I'm going to get a bike, I'm probably going to get an electric bike just because we sell so many electric full suspension mountain bikes. But at the same time, it's complicated because usually on a road ride, you do want to have like that ebb and flow, a perfect ebb and flow with everybody. So if you just got the lightest weight, best situation, then I would maybe fit in with some of those, you know, mid riders, not the high, like not the fast people, but maybe some of the you know, mid-range people. I've personally never owned a power meter, and my e-bikes, they do have that on there. They tell you how much watts you're putting out. So it's interesting to see. But now it seems like stuff is, I guess it's not necessarily like on everything, but it's becoming more of like a stock feature on some stuff.
as the technology has gotten better, the price has gone
Yeah.
down, so it's more attainable
Yeah.
for more people.
Yeah, and so you're going to see electronic stuff on everything. Main thing is if we have an EMP, then we can't ride our bikes, but I think we're going to have worse problems than that. Hey, single speed. All right, y'all like and subscribe.
Why is it so shiny?
Because I hawk to it. I can't even do it because it's stupid.
Tuned on that thing.
Be like,
So just pickles, mustard.
that totally flexes. Yeah, and so that's going to be on a lot of that's on the super caliber too.
Yep. Well, I think what we're going to see, just if we
Yeah.
look at the road bike or the mountain bike side, is they went to the universal derailleur hanger, and then they brought out a derailleur
Yeah.
that uses not the that mounts to a universal derailleur hanger. So basically, still in the stand. This is the same on all the bikes that use
Yep.
universal derailleur hanger.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that is cool.
Eventually, I'm sure they'll bring a transmission type out that just clamps to the frame. Super strong, super stiff.
And how many, so is this 12, are they putting 12? That is so cool. So that's the same as like what mountain bikes are. I know maybe it's not as big right here, but the benefit of that, you're going to be able to spin and like, you know, get all the lactic acid out. And back in the day, they put like a little 10-speed or something, this is years ago, that was unheard of. And then I would just be able to spin up the hill, and I'm like, man, I wish that mountain bikes or that road bikes had like more gears, like. And now they're doing it. So you see a lot of the mountain bike stuff transferring into the road bike stuff, which is.
You know, just show them.
I love. Okay, I'm all about like getting nice stuff, you know, but I'm like, damn, that's like whoa, nice. Like the, you know, like you're like, hey, let's go have like either a cheap beer or like a bottle of tequila that's like $5 grand or something. You know, I don't know how to explain it, but. This color, if you're going to be a real road rider, if I like rode 3 times a week, I would so get this color, because if you think about it,
I'm trying to make sure
it's only like, I'd have to divide it out. I mean, when you drive through Chick-fil-A, it's like $40. Cool. And then what's the difference in the price point? It was pretty astronomical, but it was
like $3,400.
but maybe that's a talking point. Like maybe you're going to feel so much better about getting the one below it.
It's got bottle cages on it, though.
Yeah.
1910.
That sounds like a date. History
19 pounds, 10 ounces. But let's kind of think about that. That's 19 pounds, 10 ounces for the second level up from the bottom.
Yeah, you really want that SLR. That'd be super cool.
I mean, this is a great bike.
It
This
is.
a lot of bike
And
value.
you know the dumb thing? I'd wear a Camelback with that. Because that's how I roll. I have to drink so much water. And it would totally defeat, but it would still be light. It would still climb good. You know.
You know what James Kidd says?
No.
I can't say it. It'll get you demonetized.
Oh. If you get the one that has the SLR bars with its wider right here, it also kicks out just a little bit out here so you can get more out, but then it lowers you and you're more aerodynamic.
These are flared just a little bit.
They are?
It's gonna be
Oh,
hard
yeah,
to
you can see it. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can see it. They're flared.
So when you get right here, you can still get, you're not digging your wrist into the...
Yeah, you're starting to see that too, because it looks more like a, I'm not going to say a gravel bar, but they start kicking them out just a little bit over there. That's really neat. And then there's the little electronic shifter pod right there.
And this part's wide. Like you got a big area to...
You guys watch, but you got to subscribe.